So, I've got something to confess. Look, I know we've been together for years. We've been through thick and thin, literally. You've been with me since the beginning. And don't think I'll ever take our relationship for granted. But I think it's time we start seeing new people. I can't take it anymore. Mario, I've been playing Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog. He's iconic. Super iconic. I mean, you don't even have to play his games to really know who he is and what he's about. Cause no one looks at Sonic like, so what kind of person is he? Does he like to take it easy and enjoy the finer things in life? Or does he move a little bit faster? But let's take it all the way back, before developers had even considered the Z-axis. Before all of Sonic's friends, and lore, back to when it was just a simple hedgehog trying to defeat a mad scientist. Boom! Sonic won. Yeah. I already know what you're gonna say, I'm in your head. Why are you talking about Sonic 1? I mean, it's cool, but it's not Sonic 2, and it certainly isn't Sonic 3, with or without Knuckles. And well, yeah, I definitely agree that this is the worst of the original Genesis trilogy. But come on, it's Sonic. You really cannot go wrong. Until you do. But let me just come out and say it, I love this game. Even though I wasn't even a thought when this game first came out, I still have heavy nostalgia for it because of all the times Sega re-released it. Which, believe me, was a lot of times. Yeah, Sega really wants you to play this game. I mean, why wouldn't they? This is where Sonic really got his start. And still, this is the game that really solidified the Genesis and Sega as competent rivals to Nintendo. And well, Sega knows that nostalgia sells. Now, I originally discovered these games by watching videos about them online. And eventually, I found some random Flash websites with versions of the classic Sonic games, but these websites ran horribly, and I mean horribly. Now I can't find the original website I used to play on, but this is basically the speed that the game ran at. Yeah, my first experience with Sonic in general was Sonic Colors on the Wii. I guess you could say I got pretty lucky with this being my first introduction to the franchise, and I loved this game. I've never actually beaten it though, I always got stuck on this one level. But, of course, in order to talk about Sonic, we gotta talk a little bit about Mario. I'm sure you already know the story of Sonic's inception. Made to rival Mario and take down Nintendo in the early 90s, Sonic was designed to basically be the ultimate contradiction of Mario. Sega basically was trying to think up of anything that could really take down Nintendo. Designed by Naoto Oshima, who let me just say did a crazy job on Sonic's design. You don't really think about this kind of stuff nowadays, but this design is literally so iconic. We just don't really think about it nowadays because we've seen Sonic so many times. Back in the 90s, you would see Sonic and you'd be like, whoa! He's so cool. Nowadays, it's like, oh, it's Sonic, like, whatever. The game was designed by Yuji Naka, who Sonic fans will probably recognize. Nintendo had the video game market in their hands, and Sega wanted a piece of that sweet, sweet pie. Over time, however, Sonic sorta grew into his own. Sonic's inception was for the purpose of dethroning Mario and Nintendo, of course. But that being said, you'd think Sonic would be kind of shallow. After all, Mario was a creative project, not made to take down or threaten any other property. Sure, Nintendo still wanted to take market share, and they still wanted to make money, but they weren't as fixated on it as Sega was. Their main focus was just making fun games. Now, this is not to say that Sega team had no passion at all, but Sonic's purpose was to help Sega take Mario out of the picture. And well, Sonic did a damn good job at that back then. I mean, just look at this box art. This was the American box art they used to sell the game. Now look at this box art. compared to the Japanese box art. It's no wonder Sonic sold better in North America. He's just so cool over here. Now, of course, that's no knock towards Sonic's Japanese design. By all means, this is classic Sonic. But it was just too cutesy for what Sega was trying to push in America. Sega doesn't really use this American Sonic design anymore though. You see in games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Origins, classic Sonic is clearly based off of his original Japanese design. It would be cool if they brought back this edgy Sonic again though. Did you know that they were going to give Sonic a girlfriend? Yeah, her name was Madonna. Her design is super simple, but I kind of like it. I can see why she didn't make the cut though. It just wouldn't really make sense. Sonic is just too fast for romance. Okay, pause. This is super iconic. This title screen is genius. It shows everything Sonic was meant to be. He's not innocent. He's not nice. Like Mario. Just kidding, Mario. He's just too cool. He's shaking his finger at you. But anyways, this is Sonic. You run, collect rings, and run some more. Fundamentally, it's very different from Mario. I mean, we're not dealing with coins anymore, we're dealing with rings. And instead of dying when you touch an enemy without a power-up, you die when you have no rings. When you get hit with rings, the rings just scatter everywhere. One thing that always bothered me about that was how the amount of rings you lose isn't always the amount of rings you had. Although it wouldn't make sense for Sonic to take damage like Mario does. Since he's running, getting hit and having the screen pause for just a few frames would be a little jarring. Green Hill Zone. This is classic Sonic level design. I'm gonna try not to use this word too often, but yeah, Green Hill Zone is iconic. Why do you think Sega brought it back? Again. And then again. Tons of greenery, flowers, these enemies, it's almost all here. And Green Hill Zone is just a great level. Sonic's whole thing is that he goes fast. And yeah, Green Hill Zone is designed for that. But it's not mindless. You might notice that this game actually doesn't have the spin dash yet. Yeah, it just wasn't a thing. But you can make up for it by rolling? Kinda lame. Each zone has 3 acts, and at the end of every 3rd act, we face off against Dr. Robotnik. Robotnik wants to take over the world, but in order to do so, he needs the 6 Chaos Emeralds, who modern Sonic fans know as Eggman was very different back then. You notice Sonic and Eggman have actually thinned up over the years. At least Eggman was actually scary back then. Nowadays, he's just happy to be there. At the end of every level, if you have at least 50 rings, you can jump into a giant ring after the goalpost and enter a special stage. In these, you basically try to navigate Sonic to the Chaos Emerald. And I know I'm not the only one who does not like these special stages. They're not bad, but I barely feel in control. They spin too much, and plus there's these random reverse button things and stuff. It's too much. I don't like it. In this playthrough, I actually got them all on the first try because I'm just like that. But if this was your first time playing Sonic 1, I would not go for these. It's a waste of time because you don't really get anything for collecting them all. And plus, it's kind of difficult to hold on to 50 rings by the end of the level. Especially some of these later levels, they get difficult. Speaking of which, Marble Zone. People absolutely hate this level. You go from fast-paced fun in Green Hill Zone to, well, just a whole bunch of waiting, really. You wait for these green pillars, you wait for this block to take you across lava. Little puzzles, like, come on, what is this, Legend of Zelda? If I were to just take a guess, this is probably where 60% of playthroughs end. Nah, probably more like 80 now that I think about it. Now, it's not as bad as people would have you think. At least in my opinion. Trust me, we have not talked about bad yet. But the zone just doesn't make sense from a gameplay standpoint. How are we gonna go from running fast in Green Hill Zone to patience? You can definitely tell Sonic Team hadn't really gotten a hold of the Sonic formula yet. Sonic would be pretty mindless if you were always going fast and speeding through levels. So I kind of get what the zone was trying to do, but it just didn't do it too well. So Marble Zone is by no means bad, it's mediocre. The boss fight is pretty fun though. Spring Yard Zone. It's a great return to form. Sure, there is a bit of waiting with these moving platforms, but I don't really mind that. There's plenty of speed parts to make up for it, and the waiting isn't dreadful like Marble Zone. I would say this should have been the second level, but these zones get progressively harder, so they'd have to tone the zone down. It's all great music, slopes, rings, and what the? This little Sonic wannabe comes hurtling at you, but then he stops and he stands up So you think, oh, okay, he doesn't care about me. I can keep going. So then you proceed to keep running. And then he comes back. Why does he come back? Why? Why, Sega? Why? Oh, are you trying to keep on the 50 rings so you can enter a special stage at the end of the zone? No. No. But all in all, Spring Yard Zone is a good zone. It has good music, good enemy placement, and there's not really a time where you'll feel like it's unfair. I never really liked the boss fight for this zone though. Labyrinth Zone. Starlight Zone. Okay, water levels are not really liked in gaming. And in the case of Labyrinth Zone, you can really see why. Like Marble Zone, it's slow, but even slower cause we're underwater. It's harder to dodge obstacles because of this, and everything just feels too sluggish for Sonic. And you also have a breath timer cause Sonic can't breathe underwater. You have to find these air bubble generators to keep your breath alive, like Yuji Naka. Hedgehogs are supposed to be great swimmers. Why is Sonic so slow? Not only is the warning music super scary, Mario can breathe underwater as long as he wants. He can even shoot fireballs. You've got to step up your game, Sonic. Along with generally moving slow, you also have to dodge these spears and make sure you're not drowning. It all makes for a very stressful and not fun experience. I love Starlight Zone. It's another return to form. Notice how every other zone in this game is great and the rest are not so great. Yeah, that's one of Sonic 1's main problems. Its inconsistency. Starlight Zone is very chill and calming after the stressful experience of Labyrinth Zone. It's not too hard, but also not too easy. They brought back loop-de-loops, which we haven't seen since Green Hill Zone. All in all, it's just really refreshing. Oh, and the music is great, which we could really say for all of the zones. Honestly, I don't have too much to say about this zone. It's simply just good. Scrap Brain Zone is dangerous to say the least. The music is scary. There are these platforms that just give up on you. There's fire and these conveyor belts with platforms that spin. Electricity, disappearing platforms, crushers. They really went all out for this level. The thing about this zone is that you really can't stay in one place for long. You have to keep moving. Something is going to hurt you. It keeps you on your feet, and I like it. It's very challenging, but not in a Labyrinth Zone way, and it's not absent of fast moments. It's definitely not a slow zone. They brought Labyrinth Zone back? Act 3 of Scrap Brain Zone also doubles as Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Sonic Team must have known this zone was bad. Why would they put it at the end of the game? You go through these super long underwater sections. Sonic moves incredibly slow for a game about speed. And to top it all off, not only are the air bubbles very scarce in this act, I think they're slower. I died multiple times right in front of an air bubble generator, just waiting for one parcel of air to come up. But it never came. But make your way through that and you're at the final boss. And let me just say, the song that accompanies this act is fire. In fact, this whole game's soundtrack is pretty good. Sonic games are known for that. Anyways, the final boss isn't all that hard. You're thrown in with no rings, which will become a pattern, but just keep hitting Robotnik when he comes down and you're home free. And that's Sonic 1. Pretty short, huh? The game also just kinda abruptly ends. Nothing showing how Sonic got from here to Green Hill Zone, but yeah. Okay, I said you get nothing for collecting the Chaos Emeralds. That was kind of a lie. You get these flowers. I don't know, somebody in the 90s had to be excited about that. Sonic 1 is a lot of things. It's the beginning of the Blue Blur. It's the game that solidified Sonic and put his name out there. But similarly to Mario, his first outing has aged poorly. But also similar to the first Mario game, I still love this game. This was my 4th time playing it for this review, and probably won't be my last, because despite all the crap that this game throws at you, at its heart, it's still a decent platformer. Put yourself in the mind of a 90s kid who's only ever played Mario. Your mind would be blown. But we don't really really want to look through the lens of a 90s kid, and to some extent my eyes because I'm biased, I could never really give you the thoughts of someone who's never really played a Sonic game before. If you really want to play this game, don't play it on the original Genesis. It doesn't even have a spin dash, and there's better options. I told you about how many times Sega re-released this game, so you definitely have options. You also have the Christian Whitehead ports on mobile, or if that's not really your style, you also have the Sonic Origin ports. But by all means, do not play the original Genesis version, unless you really want to. So do you understand what makes Sonic so fast now? Do you? No.